What's up, everybody? My name's Royce, and today I got iOS 14 on my mind because Apple just released their new operating system without a new phone, which I guess is good for our pockets and our monies. So I'm gonna dive in and go through all the new features in iOS 14 that may or may not have been seen on other phones and operating systems that we won't mention. So let's talk about the first feature, widgets. So the newly designed widgets are gonna be one of the biggest features with the update. Before, widgets used to live kind of like in their own little widget area. If you guys didn't know that, if you just swiped over this way, this is kind of normally how you would view your widgets. Now Apple is allowing you to place specific widgets anywhere you want on your home screen, and they kind of live along with your apps. So you can see here I have the weather app, and what's cool is you can stack them as well. So within this weather app, I have multiple different other ones. As you can see here, so maps, I don't have my music set up yet on this phone, recommendations, weather, so you can combine them. And to set up new widgets, it's pretty easy. Just hold down anywhere on the screen that's not an app, and then you'll hit this plus button at the top, and Apple has some recommended widgets that you can select, or you can scroll down to the bottom and select the ones that you want. And as more apps update to iOS 14, we'll see a lot more third-party apps that you can choose from, where right now it's mostly just the stock apps. But let's just select one so you can see kind of how that looks. All right, so let's try news. Tap that. So we'll have a couple options we can choose from. We can choose kind of this square option, this one with a little bit more information. You can see 2 stories. This one shows, was it 4? So since we have the larger weather widget on there, I'll just select the smaller topic news widget. Yep, sorry, you select it by hitting this button down here, my bad. And now you can see you can place it anywhere you want. And if you wanted, you could have one page literally just be widgets without any apps at all, which is pretty cool. And like I said before, if I wanted to, I could even stack this little square here and add another widget on top of it, just like how I have here. So you can kind of slide and see other ones. So now, however you want it to look, you can either just go crazy with these widgets, or you can just keep the old style and just have your apps and then just have your widgets live in this dedicated widgets home area that I like to call it. And they're not just there for information. You can tap them and they'll open up the app as well. Apparently I don't have any weather where I am. Ah, there we go. Good Los Angeles. Next, we have the app library. So with the app library, you now have kind of like a library that you could just throw all your apps in. So if you're like me or some other people where you just got a bunch of apps and you just got a whole bunch of different pages, you can now fix that and put everything in the app library. And this is what it looks like. It automatically categorizes apps based on what they are, what they do. You can search for apps up here. Now for all those stock iOS apps, you can just tap on one. Let's see, let's just do clips. And now you have a couple options. You can tap remove app. Now it'll either give you an option to delete the app completely off your phone or to move to the app library. So we'll move to the app library and now it's gone. And now you can do this with all your apps. So you can just clean everything up. You could just have one home page with widgets or whatever, and then all your apps can literally just live in this app library here. Say you want to delete this whole page, you don't even want to see these apps anymore, you want to throw them away in the app library, just hold down on the home screen, tap this little bar here at the bottom where the dots are. You can just tap on the little check. Why not? Let's delete them all. And then hit done. So now you can see I have this weird page here, and that's the only page I have. So if I swipe, it'll automatically take me to the app library because I no longer have home pages with dozens of apps that I no longer use. Next up is Siri. So in iOS 14, Siri has gotten another redesign. If we activate Siri, you can see she actually comes up, or he, depending on how you have it set up, as this little cool looking ball. And the whole Siri page is completely gone. And I don't even know what she's gonna have when I'm done with this because I'm just saying stuff. But you can see here, you can keep the page that you're on. You don't have to go to a whole separate screen just to activate Siri. How tall is the Eiffel Tower?
The Eiffel Tower is 1,063 feet tall.
And if I tap on this here, it'll give me a page with a little bit more information on the Eiffel Tower. Now I do want to point out the one downside to this new design. As cool as it is, you no longer have history to your Siri searches. So if you're asking Siri a bunch of follow-up questions and all that stuff, you used to be able to scroll back and see what you asked. You could even edit what you asked. Now you no longer have access to that. So pretty much what you say is gone right after she does her search. So just keep that in mind if you're somebody who used to utilize the search history within Siri. That's no longer there, unfortunately. But what is cool is you can also now send audio messages through Siri. I'm actually gonna use my trusty old 6S to show this part. Don't worry why. Send audio message to Bianca. So now the audio message is recording. I can say whatever I want. This is crazy. And I don't even know when to stop, but I'm gonna stop right now because this is an audio message. So now you can see it's shown up here. Send it to Bianca. That's my audio message. I'm gonna hit send. And now it's been sent. And just tap to get out of it. Next on the list, compact calls. Now when you receive a phone call in iOS 14, that call will no longer rip you out of whatever thing you were doing on your phone, and now just drops down as a nice little notification bar where it's just like, hey, you have a call. You want to answer? Or no, you can keep doing what you're doing. Doesn't bother me. Oh, look at that. A call. Do I answer? Do I leave it? Who knows? Or I can just keep doing what I'm doing. Fantastic. But I'll answer it because she'll get mad at me. And look at that. I've answered the call and I'm still out here doing what I want to do. You can't stop me. These are compact calls. But I should talk to her because she called me. Next up, picture-in-picture, also known as PIP. So if you're owner of an iPad, picture-in-picture isn't anything new, but on iPhone, you hadn't been able to do that, unfortunately, until now. So if you're watching a supported video, you can now exit out of the main screen, and you can see the video will still play while you scroll around and do other things. So I can hit Safari, I can go somewhere else if I wanted, and I can make this larger. See here, or I can make it smaller and kind of place it around. You can even swipe to the side to dismiss it and then bring it back. Picture-in-picture also now works with FaceTime. So now when you're FaceTiming, you know, your stuffed animal, because there's nothing wrong with that, even if I am a grown man, when you exit out of that conversation, as you can see here, we now still have that FaceTime picture-in-picture. I can move it around whatever I want. I can still be doing whatever I want to do. I can even enlarge that, make it a little bit bigger, or make it smaller. So keep those FaceTimes going, even when you don't really want to talk and you want to do something else. Next, recording indicators. Very important. And the reason why this is important, because now, if you're in an app that is using either your camera or your microphone, a little dot will show up that actually lets you know that it's using it. So even though this feature is not flashy, recording indicators are very important to protecting your privacy while on your phone. And so the best way to explain it is to show you. So I'll open up my camera app. Obviously there's nothing here, it's just black. But if you noticed, up in the top right corner, you'll see this little green dot that popped up. And that green dot lets me know that this camera app is utilizing my camera. So if I see that and nothing's open, I know, okay, either I forgot and left something open, or an app's doing something it's not supposed to do. And the same thing goes for audio in your microphone. So if I go over here to voice memos, I hit record, you'll now see this yellow dot that popped up here in the top right. So now I know clearly that the voice memos app is using my microphone to record my voice. But likewise, if I were outside of the app and I were to see this yellow dot up here, I would know, okay, hold up, some app is using my microphone and recording what I'm saying, okay? Government, I know what you're doing. And next, default email and browsers. Wait, what? iOS 14 finally gives us a way to change stock email and browser apps. I'm a fan of Safari, so that one's not a big deal, but changing your default email. Oh, man. Oh, I hate Apple's email app so much. Oh, so very much. And the way you do it is pretty simple. You'll just go to the settings app. Get out of here. Where am I? I don't even know. And you'll scroll all the way down. So this is going to be based on developers who update their apps to utilize this feature. Right now, there's only a couple apps that are working. Thankfully, the app that I use, which is Spark Email, has updated. So I'm going to click on that, and you can see under the Spark app settings, you'll now see default mail app. And I can tap that and now choose Spark. Oh, I'm so happy. I'm so happy. Same thing goes with changing Safari. Right now, all I know is Firefox is working. I don't know if Chrome's working yet from the making of this video. Same thing, change the default app to Firefox. Bam, there you go. So bam, boogie, Get out my face. I'm gonna delete you. I don't ever want to see you again. And next, a bunch of things in messages. Now, I was really excited for these next few features that are in messages. And best way I could show you is with the conversation I'm having with myself, because right now no one else has iOS 14. It's just me, so I'm talking to myself. Don't judge me. But the first thing is you can now reply directly to a conversation in your chat or group chat. So if someone says something really important and you don't want to just address it to everybody by sending it the normal way, you can now reply directly to that specific message by holding down on that message, whichever it is, and now hitting reply. So now I can say, yeah, that's dope. So now that reply is now embedded into that conversation. It's going to come up twice because I'm talking to myself. And we can exit out of that. So it still shows up at the bottom, but over on the left here, it also shows you that everyone else can continue the conversation if it's a bigger group chat, or the other person can continue right there. Yeah, if you just tap here, same thing. So you don't even have to scroll all the way to the original message. It pops up there. So just in case things get lost in the thread, it always keeps you right there of what's going on. But that message is now directly tied to that specific previous message, which is really cool. And the next, just as cool, possibly more cool, depending on who you are, is you can now mention people directly in messages, and you don't even have to do the @ symbol. You don't even need that. Just type, I'm gonna just type my name. See how it kind of like grayed out a little bit? So it already knows that's who I want to tag. My emoji pops up, hit that. So now it's blued out because now it knows I want to tag myself. So Royce, you're cool. And then hit send. You see here on the other side, the name has been tagged, it's been blued out so it knows. And if I wasn't messaging myself, messaging somebody else, they would then get that notification. And what's really cool is if you're in a group chat and everyone's talking about a bunch of stuff and you don't really care, and then you mute them, and now everyone's mad because they figured out you muted them, you can now set it to where you're muting the conversation, but you only get notifications if someone else tags you. So now that way, if the conversation's going and they mention you, you can now be like, oh, hey, wait, what's going on? Okay, now I care about the convo. Now you're talking about me. And the next really cool feature in messages is the ability to pin your favorite conversations to the top of the Messages app. So you see here, I have a couple of my favorite conversations. Not all, y'all, I'm messing around. If you don't see your name and you're upset, don't get mad at me. I'm just testing. And in group messages, you can see here, it's all in a little bubble. But if you wanted, you can now set up your own customized images that include emojis and memojis now, which is cool. And lastly, if there was a recently sent message in any of these bubbles here that are pinned, you can see here that it will display that message at the top, which is really cool. And you're probably like, well, that's cool, Royce, but how do you actually pin the message? My bad, let me show you. Swipe to the left, you'll see here, pin, and now it's pinned. To unpin, just hold down and hit unpin here at the bottom. And then lastly, there are now over 20 new hair and headwear styles that you can put on your memojis to customize them and look cool, even including a face mask, because, you know, stay safe. And with these last few features, I'll just give y'all a quick overview. So first, with the Maps app, you now get cycling directions, you get electric vehicle routing, and you even get a new guides page for more information on specific locations and restaurants. Apple has also released their own Translate app. It includes 11 different languages. And what's great is each language can be downloaded to your phone, so you don't even need to worry about having access to the internet. There's also some new changes with CarPlay, but the most notable one is now you can choose your own wallpaper background, so you don't have to just look at that blank screen. You can now add some color so you can look at that and not the road. I'm kidding, look at the road. And what's really dope, if you're an AirPods owner, iOS 14 brings spatial audio, which replicates kind of surround sound in your AirPods. You also get new battery notifications that pop up when your AirPods needs charging. And the feature I look forward to utilizing is the automatic switching, where you can continue on a different device with your AirPods without having to select and resync in the settings. And the last feature I want to mention is what Apple's calling app clips. And they're pretty much apps that are brought up if you're in a certain area, or if you're doing something like paying for your food at a restaurant, or if you want to rent a bike or something like that. These little app clips or small versions of a full app can now pop up on your phone without actually having to be downloaded to your phone, where you can enact a basic function like paying for something. And once you do that, the app goes away and you never actually had to download it. And there you have it. Those are the new features that you can look forward to using on iOS 14. And the phones that actually support iOS 14, because I'm sure a lot of you guys are wondering, as you noticed, I was using a 6S Plus. So if you have a 6S Plus up to an 11, iPhone 11, 11 Pro, iOS 14 will work. That also includes the iPhone SE and the SE2 and the iPod Touch 7th generation. So there's a wide spread of devices that are being supported by this feature. So if you have a 6S or a 6S Plus, if you download iOS 14, you're gonna feel like you just have a new phone. So there you go. Hopefully this video helped. If so, please like and subscribe to the channel. I'll be doing a lot more iOS 14 related videos like this. And if you know somebody who just downloaded the new software and is a little confused, please send them this. Hopefully it can help them as well. And there's still so many other things to the software that I wasn't able to get to. So if you guys are out there and there's something else I didn't touch on that you want me to talk about, please leave it in the comments below and I'd love to go into more detail on that. Please also make sure to follow at Blerd Empire on Instagram and my personal page at RoRoBeckley. And I will see you again in another video that's not this one when I make another video. So, goodbye.
Perfect.